Hello, I'm here with.
My name is Jeff Gardiner. I'm the project lead on Fallout 76. I've been at Bethesda Game Studios for 14 years since Oblivion.
And I am Marc Tardif. I am one of the studio directors for Bethesda Game Studios in Dallas, Texas.
So, you guys both work on Fallout 76, correct?
Yep.
Or it's a...
Yes, I work on Nuclear Winter. He works on everything.
So, can you guys talk
He will soon be working on everything.
Oh, okay. The burden's gonna fall. So for Nuclear Winter, it's no secret right now, like the Battle Royale genre is hot. Everyone's really loving it.
Didn't know.
Did games like Fortnite and like Apex kind of like help make this decision, or was this something that was already in-house prior?
Sort of in the fact that we're all fans of those games, so it's kind of what we've been playing. And so our decision was primarily based on one of a desire to have a game mode within 76 that offered a much shorter play session than a traditional adventure mode session is. So we were looking for, okay, what could we add to 76 that would allow somebody to get in and out, get a good experience in around 20 minutes or less. And so we started prototyping some stuff, and then one day Todd Howard actually suggested, like, hey, let's try doing a Battle Royale thing. And so we had a small team, build a little prototype, and even in like the earliest stages of like the most ugly prototype you could imagine, it was incredibly fun. And we're like, there might actually be something here. And so we just continued with it. Next thing you know, we're launching it at E3.
Have you guys taken the time to sit down and play the Battle Royale mode yet?
Oh, we played it in-house. We always play it.
Yeah.
I played it here, actually, the first day.
Yeah. All of us have been coming to the show floor early, so we just sit down at our booth and play.
Yeah, I remember as soon as you guys announced it, I was quick to like update really quick. I was like, I gotta play this because I know I'm not gonna play it through this whole week. So I've enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
Thank you.
Something I wanted to ask you, Jeff, really quick. So this is regarding Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
At launch, it wasn't like critically received the best.
Sure.
And I'm sorry.
That's putting it mildly.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Okay. I don't want to like offend. So.
No, you're not offending me at all.
Okay. It wasn't like critically received the best, but you guys still had a strong, dedicated fan base to it, and some people were still saying, no, we like it for what it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of like people were saying like it's a Fallout game, but it's not a Fallout game, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense to me, yeah.
And so my question is, for year 2 of the game, you're going to release human NPCs, which is something that a lot of people have been wanting. Mm-hmm. Now, was this something you guys had planned already, or was this something in response?
Listen, we knew when we took NPCs out of the game that it was going to be a different kind of game, and there was expectations of Bethesda role-playing games that have deep storylines and how the fans were going to react to that. So that had always been internal debates whether or not we should be doing this or not. We wanted to focus this game on our community and trying to encourage others to roleplay, which you actually did see with our fans who are playing the game. People doing welcoming committees and death churches and all sorts of fun things in the game. But there's a limit to that, and we took the opportunity early this year to go, let's we have a great idea for a story to bring NPCs back into this game. Let's do it. And when I first saw those dialogue trees in the game, I was like, yeah, I'm personally very happy they're coming back.
Yeah, like from a fan's perspective, that just made me glow again. I was like, I bought the game and I enjoyed it despite like what a lot of people said, and I'm like, oh, like this is exactly what I wanted playing Fallout 3, playing Fallout, all of them. Now, leading to my next question is, do you guys have plans for a year 3 content right now, or are you just focusing?
We have vague plans. Year 3 is far out, but we definitely have plans. There will definitely be content coming in 2020.
Yeah. Okay, so just kind of like ESO, how it's almost like a never-ending story.
It's a never-ending story, and remember, and Todd has said this, so I'm not going to get in trouble for saying it. We are going to commit to doing private servers at some point, and also bringing mods into those servers at some point too. So there will be a lot of content once that happens.
And that's probably like in the way future. Okay, so as regards for Nuclear Winter, I know it's like I said, the Battle Royale genre is like super hot right now, but what would you say separates your Battle Royale genre from the others?
What's really interesting about Nuclear Winter is that it's like we never really sought out to try to make a game that's going to compete against Apex or Fortnite or anything, right? Like all we wanted to do was create a Battle Royale experience for the players of 76. And so with that as our goal, we had to make sure that we stayed true to what 76 is. So in a way, like we didn't make a Battle Royale game. We just added some Battle Royale mechanics into 76. So everything that makes Fallout 76 a Fallout game is still there in the Battle Royale experience as well. Everything from camps and perks and wasteland creatures, like all of it's still there. Building camp stuff, like it, you can do it all in a Battle Royale experience. And so I think that's really what makes it so unique and so fun.
I would agree with you. It's kind of like almost in a league of its own in a sense, where it's not like how you said, it's not really for like people to sway people from Fortnite or Apex.
Right. Yeah.
It's more of like if you have Fallout, it's here, and it's a quite enjoyable thing. I know for like Battle Royales, especially like when you think of them, I'm just like Fortnite is the first one that comes to mind, just because they're like the biggest one. Are you guys gonna come out with like monthly updates or weekly updates just to try to improve it, or?
We're definitely going to put effort into improving it. What direction we go with those improvements, again, is going to be really dictated by what the community wants. And like we've been reading a lot of threads about what people like about it, what they wish they could have more of. And so if there's consensus online, if like you start seeing like, oh, a lot of people are talking about a new map, like that's probably something we would look at. Like, we'll see where we go.
So everything's still like up in the air as of where it could be.
We obviously have our own desires for what we'd like to do with it, but by no means are we going to just blindly do those things. We're just going to kind of be a little bit fluid with it.
Yeah, every time you ship a product, you leave some things on the cutting room floor, so to speak. And so those ideas are, either half implemented. That's not even really. We are very well aware of the stuff we would like to continue to add to. That's where a lot of 76 new content came from, including Wastelanders, and also we'll do the same thing. Generally, the fans echo what we think is probably what.
That kind of brings me to my next question. So, like, when you guys leave out a room, you already have a preset idea. So, is it kind of hard to balance, like, sometimes of what you think would be a good idea versus, like, to what fans would be a good idea?
Yeah, it is hard. A lot of times the problems are very evident, but the solutions are where the trick is, right? So, a fan will think, or anyone, even a game dev will think, another designer will think, this is how we should fix this. And somebody over here will think, no, this is how we all agree there's a problem here. And it just requires, sort of strong leadership and good decision making. So which is the best path forward? Is there a shortcut here? We can do it quicker, or should we take the long route and do something really deep and meaty here? Wastelanders is a long route fix, right? We have to do a lot of tech, we have to do a lot of things to get that into the game. And some of the things we did in the short term were also very good: cameras and backpacks and player vending and brewing and all the stuff we've launched in the last few months, right? So those were great ideas that we could get done quickly, and we executed on them as fast and as well as possible, while also working on Wastelanders and Nuclear Winter and getting the bigger updates ready to go.
Yeah, I think one thing that we're really good at Bethesda is that we are very confident in the decisions that we make, but we're not too what's the best word to describe it? Naive, maybe. That we're not like we understand that we can either make mistakes or that we could do something better, or that maybe we should do something a little bit different. And so I think if you just even look at the entirety of what 76 has been over the last year and where it's going in the future, that is very apparent.
There's something I wanted to ask you in regards to Fallout 76. So, like, when making a video game, a lot of people don't really see what goes on behind the scenes. They see they see the game at face value, and there's like a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that you guys put into it. Roughly, what was like the process of coming up with Fallout 76? Like,
when
How
we were
much time do you have?
Yeah. There's always sort of short-term plans, mid-term plans, and long-term visionary stuff. And long-term visionary stuff is definitely the realm of this guy called Todd Howard. But when we were launching Fallout 4, we talked about putting multiplayer in our games for years. It's something the fans have asked for, and it's something we wanted to try. So we committed Fallout 4 to keeping it single player, but we knew at some point, if possible, we would like to try a multiplayer version of Fallout, because again, like, some of the things you see in Fallout lend themselves so well to a multiplayer game. Like Nuclear Winter is a perfect example of that. When you play PUBG, and my son was playing these Hunger Games mods for Minecraft, like, it's sort of like it fits so well into that universe. Like it's sort of hard to say no to it. Like we really tried to fictionalize a lot of the nuclear winter mechanics, not just like put a weird old blue ring that circles in like it is a ring of fire from the nuclear hellfire. Like the ideas for the vault and the overseer and how that came into being was so great. And that lore, Fallout lore is so rich. You can, a creative person can go in there and go, we can make this work. This will make sense in this universe, right? We can have a flying bat that has nuclear radiation and it will be effing awesome, right? And so it's fun. Like we have fun with these games. We're fans of our games. I wouldn't want to. I love my job and what I do because I get to do. Like I'm a kid in a candy store every day. Like just what can we do? Let's have fun. And then you have to commit to things. And this shipping 76 and the criticism got was hard, and it was hard on the team. But we're not quitters. We realized what we needed to do to fix it. And I think the 10 patches we have put out has shown our true commitment to this game long term, and that we want people who have paid for this game and who have put hundreds of hours into it to feel like that they're getting rewarded for that effort.
Now, to kind of go into Wastelanders, from the update I've seen, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it almost feels like an entirely new game at this point. So if, let's say, tomorrow John Doe was to buy this, he would have NPCs in the game already, correct?
Well, when it comes out in the fall.
Yes, when it comes out.
Yeah, they would. You'll see them when you get out of the vault. We're not gonna remove or radically change any of the existing content. Mm-hmm. The whole storyline. These people came back, so that content will still be there. You'll still be able to follow the Overseer journey and fight the Scorchbeast Queen, and shoot nukes off. But this is about the people coming back, and it will tell a different story for people who want to experience it. So an older player can go back and start that quest line off, or a new player can come out of the vault and start the quest line off. So we're trying to do, like we're Bethesda, we like to try everything.
Yeah.
Now, for this one right here, the new story for Wastelanders is ultimately going to come to like a definitive end, correct?
Well, there'll be an end in term. Well, you will make decisions that will affect the ultimate outcome for your character in that mode, and then obviously those humans will still be there. And then now that we have that technology, once we put that tech in the game next year, the sky's the limit on what we can keep adding.
So kind of go off that question. So when you're making decisions, obviously it's in a public server and there's like a range of people. So how is your decision? So let's say you decide to kill person A. Now, is that person A going to be dead for everyone in the lobby? Does that affect them all too? So like one decision, like one bad apple, like spoils the crop for everyone.
No, we can't. We've thought about that, right? But with the fact that we don't want Mark to buy the game and not be able to play the quest because you decided to kill the main NPC, we were going to make decisions. You're going to be we're heavily investing in what's called instancing tech. You're going to see the first iteration of that. You're going to see is the vault raids we're putting out late this summer, and that's going to allow us to be able to have an NPC there, and we'll have the same. We'll both be able to talk to it at the same time, see different things, and hear different things. Okay. And two, once you go through a load door, you'll be able to go into another area of the game that will be unique to you, that you will be able to affect directly, and that it will be totally. So that's where we'll put that kind of content.
Okay, so it's like you guys are playing together, but at the same time you're choosing different outcomes. Yeah. Okay,
it's interesting that you instantly understood the challenges, the design challenges of saying like, oh, there's NPCs in the world now. Like, oh, wow, that's problematic.
yeah, because in our traditional games you can kill almost all the NPCs.
Yeah, so it seems like that's something you guys have like truly thought of like that.
You have to make different decisions for a multiplayer game, so we'll do the best we can to make sure it's as close as possible to the traditional Fallout or Skyrim experience.
Now, here's a question I've been wondering as a fan. Obviously, aliens, they're in the game, like they're in the universe, I have yet to run into one. I'm almost certain they're not there, but I can't rule out the possibility. But there is a crashed spaceship. Would you say the hint of aliens being in the game, or does that run through your guys' mind?
You can't answer that.
Okay, if you're not allowed to.
Listen, Listen, I'm channeling the design director right now. We're actually big fans of aliens and the idea of ancient life. The thing with Fallout is you have to be there are certain things we don't want to overdo. Okay. Right, like we had Mothership Zeta for Fallout 3,
which was amazing,
which was great. There's a huge expansion, the last one for that game, and we actually thought at the end we might have gone a little too we don't want the game to turn into a game about aliens. We always like there's certain things in the game that should sort of be like sort of either like they're sort of like Easter eggs or hidden content. It shouldn't be. We don't want. The design director is very keen on not making aliens the feature of the game, right? So, and we of course I love Emil. He's one of my best friends, and I totally respect that. And so, you can overdo things like that. So I'm not saying that we won't do anything in in the future with aliens, but we want to keep that sort of like a cherry on top, not like a big thing.
Another thing I wanted to ask.
So blasters.
So part of like a key mechanic of the other Fallouts is like you had companions, so you were playing alone, but it didn't feel like you were playing alone. For people who experience Fallout 76 alone, are you going to introduce AI companions to follow you guys in Wastelanders, or is that something?
The companions in Wastelanders will be there, so there'll be romanceable individuals and people that generally will hang out in your camp. Due to certain, again, some technology and stuff, we're going to make sure that they're not going to be just totally 100% like a follower, though. Mm-hmm. So there will be those instances I described, like they might be able to go with you into an instance and interact very well with you in there, but we didn't want like all the people on the server to all have companions at the same time, especially if they're a main character, like you alluded to. So all of us have a version of Preston Garvey with us, something like that. So we're cognizant of that. So there will be companions, but maybe not in the fullest sense of the word.
Please correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I know in other Fallouts, like you could like piss off companions and they won't want to like come with you anymore, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. So in Fallout 76, kind of going back to what you said with the when you talk to an NPC, it would be different from if I talk versus you talk. So let's say you were to piss off the NPC A that I brought along with me. When he would talk to you, would he be friendly with you, or would he be kind of like aggressive because the way you interacted with him wasn't well?
No, one of the major ways to affect the story is how you treat other NPCs in the game, mm-hmm. and they will respond accordingly for sure.
Okay. And have you guys thought of because there's going to be 2 different factions if I remember correctly?
Sellers and raiders.
Are you guys planning on implementing something I know like Fallout New Vegas did? It's where you wear the clothing and you could disguise yourself as them. Is that something that's just...
I don't know about that yet. So I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, okay. This is probably another few things I want to ask. I know like a lot of like buzz on the internet. It's kind of like a fandom question that Skyrim and Fallout are in the same universe. Have you guys?
I don't know if there's a meta world there that somebody's keeping secret from me, but I do not believe they're in the same universe now.
So the process of coming out with like a Fallout game, I imagine you have to like lay out every possibility from marketing to developing. Can you go a little bit more into depth with that?
I don't understand.
Oh, like the process of just creating like a AAA game.
Oh, jeez. It is. There are a lot of. Oh, as the electricity flickers. There are a lot of moving parts and an infinite number, not infinite, a lot of really talented people across so many different departments. There's a group of us that make the games. But there is a group every bit as important that is running everything from human resources and accounting and legal and marketing and PR that make this all possible, right? So it is a giant team of people that pull this off, and it's all of us on the same page, all striving towards the same goal.
Well, I think that's everything I'd want to ask and more.
Awesome.
I just want to thank you guys for taking the time.
Thank you for your time. It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
It was a great interview.
Hope you have a great show. It was really nice to meet you. It was a great show. It was really nice to meet you. It was a great show. It was really nice